you want to talk about the team. If your team is full of amazing nurses that are working in different roles, if some parts of your team are outsourced or some parts of your team are in-house, you really want to identify who those individuals are, as well as what skill sets do they need. And I'm going to segue just a bit, because we only have a couple more to go over, and talk about a question that I got from Anosa recently. Shout out to Nicole, around picking a partner for your business. And it can be used whether you're picking a partner or adding team members to your business. And in this conversation, I'm really only talking about that business operations team, like your compliance coordinator, recruiters, schedulers, things like that, in addition to business partners. You always want to add people to your team that complement the business, believe and trust and support the mission, but also people that have added value. An example would be that if I'm a good in-person person, I talk well, I meet friends fast, I can move through different situations comfortably as far as, ability to deal with change. I don't then want to add a business partner that is that way as well. I would think about adding a business partner or even a partner in a role or other roles who are more organized, more strategic, can think further out into the future, can, establish policies and procedures, somebody who's strong on meeting deadlines, creating budget, kind of creating the organization around the organization. That would be the type of person that I would want to talk to or work with when it comes to creating a team and creating harmony within that team. Because sometimes, and I've seen this and I've talked to a ton of nurses about it, when you hire yourself, for instance, if I hired another Shamika, that wouldn't work. But one of the ways to understand who you need to hire is to be honest with yourself about where you have areas of need or lack. So when you talk about your team, you want to make sure that they're tailored to the needs as well of your audience, of your clients, potential employees, and that they can communicate that message with the same enthusiasm that you will. You want to really focus on leveraging social media to build a brand. So like if I wasn't the face of the NOSA group and there was a business partner, I would anticipate that person to be the face of the NOSA group. And then of course you want to utilize great marketing tools like email campaigning and reaching out to clients, and it'd be something that either you do or your potential partner can do. That's a good one. Yes, Asia. I do not need another me. It sounds good in theory to duplicate myself, but I do not want to duplicate me. I've got it. I've got this part of the process handled. I need someone on the back end to pull this ship forward into 2024. And then number 6 is success stories. So healthcare staffing businesses have helped, you've worked with hospitals, clinics, healthcare systems, long-term care facilities, all types of industries. Have your clients share their success. Google is the best place to do it, but if it doesn't happen on Google, definitely put it on your website or somewhere where people can see it connected to your business. LinkedIn is good as well. But you want to make sure that, hey, if that person has a good connection with your business, that they're sharing it. And typically when they do, they'll share it with partners. Some people have worked with one facility and then they end up working with sister facilities or facilities that companies had out of state. That's a good business practice, but you want to document it. You don't want it to happen and then you can tell me about it, but there's no outside, objective proof that that's what happened. And you can do it on both ends. You should do it with your clients and with your employees. You want to check in on both of those individuals and find out, hey, what's going on, what you're doing right, what you like, what you don't like, what we can fix. You want to always be having that conversation with both parties because they both impact each other. You want to send happy facilities, happy employees, and vice versa. You want your employees to be happy to work at that facility. The last thing you want as a NOSA is to have a facility be like, oh, please don't ever send her back. That's a horrible thing to happen. Now it happens, and it doesn't always happen for legitimate reasons. Sometimes it happens for other reasons, but that's still a stain on your business with that particular client. So knowing ahead of time, getting ahead of those types of situations are really key, and sharing it, posting it, putting it everywhere, definitely putting it on social media, and sometimes you have to give people a little bit of a nudge to do reviews, and myself included, but it's worth that extra push, that extra nudge, so that people can know, hey, I'm just not the one excited about my agency. There's facilities, there's employees that are excited with working with me as well. And number 7, and this is kind of one that I already talked about, but essentially when you think about creating your strategy, don't give it too much thought, just like your business plan. I would not do it before I would attempt and then maybe revisit it later and finish it. But you really want to give those thoughts because, and you guys can definitely attest to this, a year goes by really fast. And you don't want to go into the next year without a plan, without tools, without kind of where you're going to go or where you anticipate yourself to be or going in what direction, and then miss out on opportunities. So having something in place is key. It's pivotal. It can change your whole trajectory of your business, especially if you're someone interested in doing other businesses or complementary businesses. Leverage your social media. Showcase your expertise. If you are a NOSA, and when I talk about NOSA, that was just the name of the business. But if you are a healthcare professional or have an expertise that will stand out for healthcare staffing businesses, highlight it. Don't have the people find out that you ran an accounting firm or worked in human resources or did anything else that's complementary to your business after the fact. Incorporate it in your mission, your vision, your values. Incorporate it in what people will experience when they work with you, so that they too know, hey, oh, this person has a whole background or whole experience in these other areas. This would be a great added value to my staffing business or working with this staffing business. Promote your solutions. This touches on it a little bit, but part of the pain points that we'll see as the industry evolves and we go into 2024 is more immediate results around addressing potential clients' pain points. And we saw that throughout the pandemic when we saw technology kick the door open and become the norm. We're seeing it a little bit as we see more and more facilities kind of taking ownership of the role of operating as agencies or providing more flexibility and options for employees to work. So it has to be something that's a key part of your business and how you're going to make yourself different as we go into the future. And I say that to say this: there are some facilities that only want you to do paper timesheets. That's fine. And this is just an example, guys. Paper timesheets, that's fine if that's what the facility requires. But from an employee standpoint of view, you want to offer your employee the most tech savvy, easiest way for them to apply to jobs, submit time cards, find out about shift cancellations. That's possible, which of course will save you time. Everybody has a phone. That's a great tool, but there are other tools that you can use. And in situations, especially the situation where you may have a client who, for whatever reason, uses paper time cards, it might be that, hey, they want to get that real-time signature, and that might be something that you speak to when you're speaking with whoever your scheduling company is, to add as an added feature, where I've seen tech products where you can fill out the time card, supervisor can sign, they'll type in their name, and then a copy is sent via email. So it may be for, more than, just old school purposes. So you want to think, hey, how can I fix this where it's beneficial to both? I've seen NOSAs talk about it here on our group. and in person around offering technology, more technology to the facilities so that, your scheduling system and the facilities, scheduling requirements are kind of talking to each other and you're not as involved in the process. So think through some of those things that are still hurdles. As we've seen a lot of technology burst into our industry around scheduling, the credentialing process. I think even with nurses and so many states joining the compact, that'll change things quite a bit. So really think about that.